Hello and welcome back to the Love of Shines YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in today as I do my first brand spotlight today. Why am I doing it in the basement? Well, it's the second week of April and it's 37 degrees outside. Plus I think we're supposed to get some snow tonight, so everything is still in its winter storage to keep it safe from freezing. And why am I doing my first brand spotlight on Turtle Wax? Well, I feel that as far as brand recognition, it's arguably the most well-known brand out there. I think from a brand recognition point of view, Meguiar's might be right up there, but at least for me, growing up, we always had the super hard shell, and the Zip Wax car wash in our garage all the time. And it wasn't probably till late 90s when I started getting into the Meguiar stuff. So I think everybody knows Turtle Wax, and I think, love it or hate it, I think Turtle Wax has a general feel of probably a lower quality, lower grade products. Some of that is driven by price point, some of it is driven by actual results. So I kind of want to get into my feelings on their soaps. And when I do these brand spotlights, it's all going to be on soaps because it's what gets used the most. I at least wash my car 4 times before any kind of sealant or anything goes on it. So I go through my soaps a lot faster than I go through waxes, and most companies have a broader range of soaps out there than they do waxes or sealants. So I'll get into the soaps here. Waxes and other products I'll do probably individually on my Love of Shine Facebook page. So let's get into it. These large bottles in the back seem to be very similar soaps, just available at different stores. So those are the ones that I'm going to get into first. And I kind of made some notes here on where I got them and for what price. So we're going to start, let's start with the one closest to me. So this is the Super Foaming Wash and Wax. I got this at AutoZone, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. And this is the Super Foaming Wash and Wax. It's the only one of the Super Foaming washes that also is a wash and wax. AutoZone's price on it is $6.79. Got it on sale for $5.99. $5.99 for a gallon of wash and wax. Seems like a pretty solid deal. It smells great. Smells like oranges. But it's pretty much where the good stuff ends. I wouldn't call it super foaming. It foams, but it's a real thin, light foam. It doesn't have that dense foam that's going to protect the surface as you rub your wash mitt or sponge across the top. And it doesn't offer much lubricity in the bucket once it's been diluted. Which brings me to another point on here. It says best value 128 washes. Well, a gallon is 128 ounces. Dilution ratio with these is a pretty typical 1 ounce per gallon. So that means that they expect you to wash an entire car with a gallon of water. Unless you have a smart car or Miata, probably not going to happen. Most of us, like myself, have SUVs, and so typically I will take a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with 4 gallons of water, 4 ounces of wash, and then foam it up. So 128, cut that by 4. That's how many washes you're actually going to get out of here. So as far as the Super Foaming family goes, this is probably your best bet out of the 3, but still wouldn't come recommended even at the $6. This Super Foaming Yellow came from Advanced Auto. Regular price on it is $6.99. It is on sale for $5.24. Again, $5.24 for a gallon of wash seems like a great deal, but it's not a very good soap. Scent-wise, it smells. I don't know if you're familiar with Murphy's Oil soap. It's a household soap that's good for, you put it on your wood furniture. It's something that my parents had the whole time I was growing up. And so I would always know when they were washing around the house. It's kind of similar to maybe like a Pine Sol. That's where this scent comes in. So not a pleasing scent to work with. I know scent doesn't make the wash, but it can enhance or deter during your wash time. So not a fan of this scent. Also a very non-lubricious soap. So I think over time, even if you're getting a really good deal on the soap, you're going to do more damage to your car by installing swirl marks as you wash. There's not much going on in this soap to protect it as you rub your wash mitt or your sponge across the surface. And same can be said about this blue one. This blue super foaming smells the same as the yellow, works the same as the yellow, and this came from Pep Boys. Their regular price on this is also $6.99. It was on sale, and then Pep Boys always seems to have a 25% instant rebate if you buy it online and pick it up at the store. So this was $3.75 for a gallon of wash. Again, seems like a steal, but it's a very, very poor wash, very liquidy, doesn't add much benefit to the soap bucket once you get in there. And again, lies right on the front. You're not going to get 128 washes out of that ever. So again, even at $3.75, I would avoid this one. And I'll reach across, grab this Performance Plus High Shine. This soap I picked up at Dollar General for $4. This one is 64 ounces, so $4 for 64 ounce wash isn't bad. Obviously not as cheap as that blue super foaming, but this is right on par with any of the super foaming ones. I don't even know if they changed the formula at all. It smells like Pine Sol, just like the blue one, just like the yellow one. And again, didn't really work well on the car. Didn't add any lubricity to the water. Very light, thin foam. And so that's another one that I could not recommend. And I think it's, soaps like this, and so, all the soaps here represent all of the Turtle Wax soaps that I'm aware of, with the exception of two. One being Zip Wax, the other one being the Max Powder, and I'll kind of get into those in a minute. But I think it's soaps like this, like these gallon bargain soaps, and the Zip Wax bargain soap. I think those soaps are the biggest reason that Turtle Wax gets a bad rap, because they are awful soaps at a bargain price. So people who, they may not be, I don't know if it's that target market, or people who just want to wash their car by themselves. They don't want to take it to a car wash, which I understand. I would never take mine to a car wash either. But people who don't really research, don't really care too much, just want to go out, suds up their car, and be done with it. I think that's the big target market for Turtle Wax. I think that's why the majority of their prices are low versus quality products. So you have to put a value on that. You can go really cheap. You think you're getting, a gallon of car wash for $3.75. That's awesome. But when you put the value on that, and the value of damaging the surface of your car, a lot of these will say, will not strip wax. I've had them strip wax over time. So, you know, there's a value in spending more per ounce than going with just a cheap price. And I think that's what, you know, people might get into a cheap Turtle Wax and then just feel, that's it, I'm done. It's a garbage product. I'm not dealing with Turtle Wax anymore. So that's why I wanted to get these three out of the way. Or four, sorry. And I also want to touch on Zip Wax. I did have some of that. I used it up. It was only a 16-ounce thing. It came in a package deal. So that's, again, 1 ounce per gallon. It's not 16 car washes. It's 4. But again, it's another horrible car wash. It's supposed to have wax in it. I doubt that. At least the level of content to make a difference. Also smells like Pine Sol, Murphy's Oil Soap, that kind of stuff. So it seems like it's a formula. It's just they change the color on a lot as they get into their stuff. So Zip Wax right now you can get at Walmart, $5.87 for a gallon. Again, seems like a real good deal. Not a good soap. Can't recommend it. The only other soap that is not up here is the Max Power, which that one I don't know if you've seen, but it gives you 3 levels of cleaning power. So there's 3 ounces per gallon is your regular everyday wash. 6 ounces per gallon is a heavy duty wash, and 9 ounces per gallon will strip the wax off your car, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're trying to get that wax off so you get down to a base clear coat to apply a fresh coat of wax. That's the only Turtle Wax soap I have not tried. I don't have a desire to try it for 2 reasons. One, any soap that has the ability to strip wax, I will not use it as a daily cleaner. Even though I measure with measuring cup when I dilute into a bucket, I still don't trust that over time, even at the lower dilution, that it's not going to eventually take the wax off my car, and I don't want the wax coming off before I'm ready. When I am ready to take wax off my car, I would turn to a soap similar to Max Power, except Meguiar's has, or at least had, you can't really find it anymore, but I'll get into that when I get into the Meguiar spotlight, but one called Super Soap. And that one you only needed 2 ounces per gallon. So again, that one was 1 ounce per gallon for daily wash, 2 ounces per gallon for to strip the wax off. So I use that one just when I need to take the wax off, and I use the 2 ounce per gallon. Much better deal than what the Turtle Wax soap is when you need to use 9 ounces per gallon. That's just crazy. So the Max Power, which we don't have here, it's $5.52 for a 100-ounce bottle at Walmart. Again, seems like a really good deal, but the minimum dilution is 3 ounces per gallon, which is crazy. So let's get into their better washes. In these 3 washes up here, I would actually recommend any of them. These are good soaps. 48-ounce bottles, a little bit smaller than the rest of them, but they're actually pretty good soaps. We'll start with this one. This is probably my least favorite of the 3. This is their Carnauba Wash and Wax. Smells like orange juice. Really good scent. I actually started using this last year. It was probably, January, February time. Whenever we'd get a random day above freezing, I'd be out in the driveway washing cars. And when you're outside smelling orange juice in January, in the snow, when there's snow on the grass, it's a pretty good thing. The only thing I don't like about this is they recommend a 2 ounce per gallon dilution, which is pretty high, so you're going to go through this twice as fast as any of these other soaps. Price-wise, isn't bad. Back when I got it last year is when it first came out, so the price was the highest. I bought it at Advance Auto. It was $9.99, but I did get 25% off, so it was $7.50 for that, which isn't bad. But again, if you think about it, at 2 ounces per gallon, that turns itself into a $15 soap. Right now this is at Walmart for $6.27. But again, 2 ounces per gallon. That takes it up to about a $12.50 bottle of soap, which I don't think that's really worth $12.50. Not a bad soap, and honestly, I did use it at 1 ounce per gallon, and it worked all right. It was more lubricious than any of these other 4 back here that I showed earlier at that 1 ounce per gallon. And then, you know, if you can get away with the 1 ounce per gallon, then at $6.27, not a bad value. This one is their ice soap that they've had around for a long time. I unfortunately didn't find this till, again, not this last December, but the December before, is when I first started really digging into the Turtle Wax products to see what they were all about. And I stumbled across this one and I loved it. This is the one that actually kicked me off on trying all the other Turtle Wax stuff to see if it was all as bad as I thought, or if it was all as good as this. Unfortunately, they're not all as good as this. And also, unfortunately, right after I got this is when Walmart started clearancing them out to make room for this one that was brand new. So Walmart does not carry this anymore, which is unfortunate. This, when I first bought it, I think was $7.50, which is a 1 ounce per gallon. Great deal, great soap. Smells like fruit punch. Leaves a nice bright shine at the end of the wash. So when Walmart, Amazon always seem very similar in price. So when Walmart was clearancing this out, Amazon was matching the price as well. So the price dropped from $7.50 down to $5, and I think by the end, before they were all gone, this was down to $4. So I did buy a bunch of this. It's a great soap, especially at $4. You're not going to find that anymore, but you can still find it around online for $7.50 in stores. Stores around me still carry this. They typically charge $10 for it. Not an awful $10 soap, but if you can get it for $7.50, I definitely recommend picking that up. Which brings me to their new, for 2019, Ice Snow Foam. So this, as I said, is new for 2019. It came out, they mentioned it at SEMA, during the SEMA show in Las Vegas. And I think the first store to carry it was AutoZone. And AutoZone has it in stock on the shelves right now for $15. There's no Turtle Wax soap in the world worth $15 for any size soap. I wouldn't pay $15 for a gallon of this. I wouldn't pay $15 for the 48 ounce. I was able to find it a little bit later at Pep Boys, and bear with me while I look up that price. So let's see, the Snow Foam at Pep Boys was $12.99, better than $15. Still don't know if I'd spend the $12.99 on it. However, again, Pep Boys almost always has their 25% off, which brought this down to $8.99. Of course, I'll spend $8.99 to try something new. I was assuming by now, by April, that it would start showing up on Amazon and Walmart. Still not anywhere on Walmart. It is starting to show up on Amazon, but I think what people are doing are buying it at Pep Boys, selling it on Amazon. They'll bundle it with microfiber towel or something and then charge you $20 for it, which is ridiculous. But I think it's just because you can't find it anywhere, and I don't know why that is. Turtle Wax seems to load up a lot of stuff at Walmart, and for whatever reason, this is not showing up on the shelves. Now, again, I'm in a colder climate, and we tend to get new products a little bit later in the year, so maybe that's why. Maybe this will start showing up in the summertime, but I'm kind of disappointed this isn't available more, and just curious to see what a Walmart price would be on this. But even at $9, if you get it at Pep Boys with their sale, it is a pretty solid soap. This smells like bubblegum, which it's a good smell, just a little disappointing. I think the whole industry right now seems to be making bubblegum scented soap, and it just feels like they think we're all fourth graders out there washing our cars. And I love scented soaps. I would just prefer them not to all be bubblegum. But as far as the soap goes, it looks a little liquidy, especially compared to these other ones. These are a little more gelatinous. But this really puts a slick solution at 1 ounce per gallon in the bucket. Slides across the surface when you're washing it real well, and holds the foam really well. It's a nice dense foam, just like these other ones. This one, with the 2 bucket method, obviously you soap up your sponge, you wash it, rinse it in the rinse bucket, and then go back for more soap. So even the stuff that's coming off in the rinse bucket keeps its foam on top right to the very end. So these 3 soaps here I'd recommend. These 2 more than that one. But the Ice line of products in general, whether it be their spray wax, especially their paste wax is really great. So if I were to recommend any Turtle Wax products, I would stick with the Ice line and avoid all the rest. And I think it's all that rest, all this noise, bargain basement kind of stuff down here is what gives Turtle Wax its bad name. Doesn't mean they don't make good products, you just have to buy the right ones. So, I'm not knocking Turtle Wax. They do make good stuff. They do make stuff that I recommend. They do make stuff that I use and will continue to use on my own car. But they have a lot of stuff out there that's just for a price point. Again, I don't know if it's intentional to target people that just need cheap products, don't really care too much about what's going on in their cars. But it seems like that's the bulk of where their products are. But doesn't mean they don't make good stuff, because they do. But if you're out there and you haven't tried any Turtle Wax products yet, maybe you've heard that, all Turtle Wax stuff is garbage. It's not all garbage. I would give their Ice line a try. So that's where my recommendation is with Turtle Wax. So thank you for sitting through this. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully my goal is to, one, demonstrate that you can find good stuff out there that isn't crazy expensive, but also hopefully save you some money by avoiding, products that really aren't all that fantastic. I spent money on that I kind of wish I hadn't, but at least I know, having made it through the entire Turtle Wax line, what the whole Turtle Wax story is kind of all about. So, thank you again for watching this. Join me next time for our next brand spotlight. And take care and keep it clean.